Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. It's great to be back sharing ideas about Torah and things that I'm learning, things that I'm living through, and I hope you enjoy this one. This one is a master key to life. Really, all of the Torah is. All of the Torah is Eitzos, good advice, but this one specifically is something that I'm working on and I have worked on, and I know that if you take it and you run with it as well, that it's going to change your life, no doubt. So in this week's Parshat Vayakhel, we see the Jewish people starting to donate to the Mishkan. So there was a required amount, which was a half shekel. It didn't matter if you were rich or poor. You had to give that, right? That was your requirement. But everyone else who was so inclined, they were chacham lev, they were inspired, they would go and they would donate what they wanted to give, whether that was more gold or materials. And not only money, they would also donate their time and their craftsmanship into making different, woven patterns and whatever else needed to be made. The question is, how did these people do that? Not too long ago, in our narrative, in the story, they were slaves in Egypt. So how did a bunch of slaves get together and make the most complicated building that ever existed? In here lies a piece of advice that if we all take and run with, it's going to change our lives for sure. The way the world tells you to operate is when my external reality meets a certain level of expectations or reflects a certain idea, then I will do X. So for example, person says, I'm going to work for a few years, I'm going to establish myself, I'm going to make a certain amount of money, and then I'm going to make that big donation of $1 million. Or I'm going to learn a certain amount of Torah. I'm going to learn all of Shas, and then I'm going to start sharing the Torah that I know. This is the wrong way to operate. Number one, it says in Pirkei Avot, you might never get there, right? Don't say I'm going to push off Torah because who knows? We don't know how long we have in this world. That's number one. But the main thing is that it is not about what your external reality reflects. It's actually about making the choice and changing your internal reality that will bring about that external reality that you're going for. So for example, if you want to share Torah, you should not wait until you learn all of Shas, or you learn a certain amount, or you know it well enough. Hashem will help you. And that is the same exact thing that happened with the Jews. The only thing that they were in charge of was their will and desire. They said, I want to give to the Beis HaMikdash. I want to weave certain designs, beautiful designs. I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I can do it, and I'm going to try. And it was that decision that they made. When they made that decision 100% internally, Hashem gave them the inspiration and the skills to do it. And that is exactly how the world actually operates. Number one, if you take that first approach where you wait for your external reality to reflect an ideal, you are operating through Hashem's name of Elohim. If you choose, and that's pretty much all we are. All we are, truly, is our will and desire. Our body is a tool that we use. Our emotions are tools that we use, right? Energy and motion. That's what gets that charge going so you can make things a reality. But really, the essential you is your keter, is your will, is your desire. Everything else should be subservient to that. So therein lies the master key that I'm talking about. So I guess one of the questions is, what if there's a block in your life, right? So what if you've made the decision to do something, but you don't see it manifest, right? It has nothing to do with externally what is happening. The external world gives you information about your internal world. What's important is to go into the internal world through hitbodedut, through meditation, through asking yourself questions, through being so honest, right? Honesty, emes, is the light that Hashem gives to us. You can see this throughout all of our writings of our sages. Emes, speak emes from your mouth and also speak it from your heart. Right? We say this every morning before the Shema in Korbanos. If your external reality doesn't reflect what you want it to be, you have to go into the internal reality and ask yourself the question, what do you really want? Because I know it for myself that sometimes I want something, but it's 90% and there's still 10% that's holding me back. And so I know that is actually where all the effort is figuring out the 10%. What is the 10% of me that doesn't want that reality? It's an interesting thing to think about. Lastly, I was thinking about this chidush that's kind of related to this whole thing, which is amen, or emunah, is faith, of course, right? You have to have faith in yourself that with Hashem's help and with your desire, you can do what you want to do and to not wait till your external reality reflects that. You control your internal reality. The other interesting thing is a craftsman is an uman, right? That's really related, a craftsman and faith. And going back to the internal reality, we have to be craftsmen of our internal reality. And then our external reality will reflect that. So that's the message I want to leave you with. Don't wait until your external reality reflects a certain ideal that you think it should be. Rather, control your desire and will, and then make sure your actions reflect that. And also don't give up, because it's easy to make a change for a day. No, you got to change for 7 days. You got to change for 21 days. You got to get that momentum going. Make sure your emotions match that internal reality that you want. What are emotions? Energy in motion, right? So keep it going. Make sure your habits, your actions are reflecting that ideal, but really that is the core. Be a craftsman of your internal reality. I hope you have success with this. Shabbat Shalom. Talk to you soon.